What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to News to Astonish, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more, and bringing you another amazing Marvel Spider-Man 2 video. In this video, we're not going to go over anything too new, but supposedly there have been reports about Marvel Spider-Man 2 getting some new details and refinements, and we're going to go over all the details in just a sec. But before we do that, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notification so you don't miss anything. I post videos regularly, and I live stream at least on Sundays from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Definitely be sure to join me there. It's a lot of fun. We play games there, mostly Spider-Man stuff, of course. And join my Discord. The invitation link to that is in the description box below, along with the links to my Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to support the channel even more, you can do so by now clicking on Super Thanks. You can leave a tip on the channel. Definitely helps the channel out. And of course, your viewership definitely supports the channel, so it's completely optional to leave a super thanks. And in case you missed it, if you're watching this video, Sadiq Kermiziyus, thank you so much for the super thanks. I really appreciate it. In case you missed it, I actually gave you a shout out on my last video, which was the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness review. And thank you guys for joining me once again. So let's go ahead and get onto the details about Marvel Spider-Man 2. Supposedly there have been some new leaks. This was posted on May 2nd at 3:58 p.m. and this comes from gamestoday.info. And remember, everything I'm about to read to you and then discuss with you, take it with a huge grain of salt because none of this can be officially confirmed from PlayStation. This comes from a website at gamestoday.info once again. So regarding Peter and Miles being playable, it's not going to be a situation where you can switch freely between them at any time. I'm pretty sure that's pretty much a given. This is a Peter Parker story for the most part, and I'm pretty sure that other characters will be playable if the game requires it. So for example, when swinging around the city, when you're not on a mission, you're not going to be swinging as Peter, as the game is mainly a continuation of Peter's story from the first game. However, there will be certain missions where you're required to play as Miles, and if that mission requires you to swing through the city, you'll be doing so as Miles, kind of like the Mary Jane missions in the first game. Over the course of the game, there will be team-up missions where an AI controls either Peter or Miles depending on who you're playing as. The AI will help you along through the mission, like the first mission of Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, where Peter's just kind of doing his own thing while you beat up the escaped prisoners. However, in some missions, you will be playing as both. These missions require you to split up, and at points in those missions, your point of view will change from Peter to Miles or from Miles to Peter. It's kind of similar to how you saw it in Batman Arkham Knight or Batman Arkham City. I can't recall, but you were able to switch between Batman and Catwoman or Catwoman to Batman. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing that kind of interaction and that kind of gameplay in the next Marvel Spider-Man game. There will be a separate library of suits for both of them. As of now, the game is planned to have a double what they both had in their respective games. Keep in mind that not all the suits have been chosen yet. When playing as either Peter or Miles, you will always have the option to change your suit at any time. And if you change the suits of both of the characters in the game, those suits will both appear in all cutscenes for the game, not just Peter's, but Miles too. Venom will not be a playable character. However, Peter will don the black suit at some point in the game. Venom is the main villain of the game alongside Kraven, which you all probably knew already. Of course, Venom will eventually leave Peter in favor of a stronger, better match at some point in the game. I don't want to say who they are though. Supposedly there's going to be more opponents or foes for Kraven, or at least Venom in this case. But still, honestly, I do not know how to feel about Venom being the main villain of Marvel Spider-Man 2. I just kind of feel like it's a trick, kind of like how we didn't know Doc Ock was going to be the main villain in the first Marvel Spider-Man game. So you never know. Venom can take the lethal protector route and become the anti-hero that we all know him to be from the comics. So it's a possibility that maybe Kraven could be the main villain. There's a possibility for everything, guys, so you just never know. And if I'm wrong, well, I'll take it. I'll accept that. Like, I don't really mind being wrong whatsoever. So Peter's iron spider-like mechanical spider arms will feel a lot more like you're controlling the arms rather than they're just attached to you, unlike the iron spider arms from the first game. The new mechanical arms will also be completely made by Peter. Finally, for the big reveals, the map is a lot bigger, and I hope it really is, because I definitely don't want to be stranded on Staten Island or New York City basically and just stay there. I want to go to other boroughs, like I want to go to Brooklyn, I want to go to Queens and other places and explore. So with the PS5 hardware, there's definitely no excuse to not expand the map. including a lot more areas from NYC. Get ready to swing in a massive open environment. You'll feel like you're in New York City, swinging on buildings as Spider-Man. Okay, quick side note I want to talk about real quick before I continue on with all of these leaks about the refinement and the details about Marvel Spider-Man 2. I think Insomniac Games PlayStation is getting ready to prepare us for a new update for Marvel Spider-Man 2. I think they're going to reveal a new official gameplay trailer to us very soon, and I think we're probably going to be getting it as early as maybe June, if not July. And the reason why I say this is because Nadji recently posted this clip that I'm about to show you of him walking through the halls of Insomniac Games in a motion capture suit. So definitely take a look and let me know what are your thoughts about that as well.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Uh-huh. That's, yeah. Okay. Okay again. Okay, yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Think they're missing something. Think they're missing something.
My spidey senses have never tingled this hard, and I can feel it, man. We're getting a trailer. This cannot be a coincidence. Something is coming, so be prepared, everybody. Now, for less exciting stuff, but well-needed upgrades from the first game, wall crawling has been improved, and I hope that's also been improved because I've definitely been missing that wall combat since Spider-Man Web of Shadows. So no more getting stuck on the geometry. It's also been made moderately faster, too. You also now have the option to wall crawl even faster with mechanical arms while playing as Peter. You can now also stand on buildings with the aid of the mechanical arms while playing as Peter. Peter now has more air trick options thanks to the mechanical arms. Both characters also have new access to ground tricks, one of my favorite being web skating on the back of driving vehicles. Now that is something I didn't see coming. I would love to just attach a web line and just kind of like web ski or web skate right behind vehicles. Again, take this all with a huge grain of salt. Supposedly this person, this insider, has gotten that information, so much so that he's describing all of these things in exact detail. Like, it's really too good to be true in my opinion. Obviously, this is a new, bigger game, so all the animations have been refined, and there are also new animations too. There's also more gadgets for both Peter and Miles to use. New web abilities have been added for both characters, and new enemy types to use them on have also been added. Bosses are more strategy based rather than pattern based. Every time you land a few hits on each boss, they will switch up their ways, and there's something special you will need to do to get hits on them again. That's all I'd like to say. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them, so ask away. And again, this comes from gamestoday.info, and I'll leave a link to this article down in the description box below so you can go ahead and read it for yourself. But definitely there's a lot of like insider stuff, and it's really, really detailed. Now again, take this with a huge grain of salt. Like I said before, one of you guys are going to comment, I don't know, I guess he wants us to take this with a huge grain of salt, and that's okay. Make fun of me if you want, I don't care. Because remember, this is not exactly official. If it ain't on PlayStation blog, then it's not true. That's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. It's nothing too new that I haven't covered already. I've already given my theories. I've done so many Marvel Spider-Man 2 theory videos talking about how you're not going to be able to probably switch between each character like Miles and Peter, for example, only if the story requires it. There's definitely going to be most likely a black suit in the game, because if Venom is in the game, then what's a Spider-Man game without the black suit if Venom is in the game? Of course, there's going to be huge improvements on the swinging mechanics, the combat, the wall crawling mechanic. Everything's going to be improved upon. I am definitely confident in including that map, and this game is going to be even longer and a much bigger game than we've ever seen that Insomniac Games has delivered to us. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so y'all don't miss anything. And I want you to post your best theories and comments down in the comment section below. And let me know, what are your thoughts about all of this insider information that we got from this person, this anonymous source in this case. Let me know, do you believe it? Do you think all of this is going to transpire in the game? If you don't, let me know as well. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next comic panel.
Will one of you finally give me what I desire?
PlayStation